Mission as a church is defined by that mission statement and the three words worship, evangelism and compassion. The mission action plan is designed as a practical reminder of the ways in which we seek to effect our mission priorities day by day. So what follows is neither exhaustive nor limiting, but descriptive of our priorities and the way that they might be put into effect. So I'm going to come up with a list of stuff now about worship, evangelism and compassion. And these are the things, the ways in which we're going to put into effect those priorities in our church's life. Worship. We aim to learn to love God with heart, mind, soul and strength day by day, putting aside time to pray, read the scriptures and worship, so that our corporate gatherings reflect the truth of all our lives. So thus we aim to introduce a culture of being spiritually prepared to worship, not arriving at church spiritually dry. Worship is the part of our ongoing lives, not just Sundays. We aim to make corporate worship the best it can be. And we aim to make all of our styles of worship relevant to everyone who worships here, young and old, students, local and international, men and women, families, those who come alone, everyone. We aim to draw together more musicians and singers to be regularly involved in our worship. We aim to further improve the music in our worship and to pray for more musicians. We aim to use as many members of the church in the services as we possibly can, through readings, prayers, welcoming, collections, playing, singing, helping lead worship and preaching, and to take time in developing and nurturing all of those gifts. Practically, we aim to make all of our service materials easy to follow, large print, using computer projection as often as possible as the best practice. We aim to make our place of worship warm, attractive, comfortable. We aim to foster fellowship after services with more coffee times and meals. And in any way we can, we aim to put the worship of Jesus first in our church's life, in every decision, conversation and activity. There, just some practical thoughts about how worship is our first priority as a church. And here are some practical thoughts about how evangelism is a priority in our lives as well. Worship's our first priority, and our evangelism should reflect this. So we aim to work out new forms of outreach which reflect all of our priorities as a church, always placing worship first. We aim to have regular outreach services, particularly at festivals and baptisms. Christmas and Easter services are ideal times to share the love of Jesus. We aim to preach biblical Christianity in all services so that our general understanding of our faith grows. We aim to make services accessible to outsiders and to newcomers with easy to follow materials and service sheets and stuff like that. Evangelism is for everyone. We can all take part, and our outreach should reflect this. So we aim to continually develop ways of helping every church member to share their faith with others. We aim to provide opportunities where all may learn in a more informal setting, and where every member learns to explain as well as understand their faith. In 2009 we had Dick France in for a day, and that's an example of how we do this. Home groups are another great example of how we do this. We aim to promote the Alpha course as essential for those wishing to be confirmed, and desirable for every church member at some stage in their life. And we aim to hold at least one Alpha course every year. We aim to work out ways of using christenings and weddings more in drawing people to Jesus. It's great that they come. Do you know, sometimes people say it's a lovely church, and we love that, it's great, but we want them to see more of Jesus as they come to a lovely church. We aim to establish a regular pattern of parish evangelism, including a mission week or a mission weekend of outreach events every year. And also, on top of that, evangelism is key in the midweek programmes that we do, and they should reflect this. So our full-time St Cat's Kids and St Cat's Plus workers are a priority in our evangelism. And both of these workers must ensure their programmes contain elements of faith sharing in word and in deed, using whatever appropriate means seem best. The improvement of the hall is obviously key in that, and all our programmes there, plans there, matter. Reaching out to the whole community, from the youngest to the oldest, with the good news of the love of Jesus is at the very heart of all our work. So there's some practical thoughts on worship, some practical thoughts on evangelism and things that we're aiming to do in everything we do. And here are some aims for compassion, our third part of our mission statement. Compassion, with our love for others coming from that place of worship where we ourselves receive the love of God, we aim to make regular opportunities for people to receive prayer for healing and blessing within our services. We desire to see people healed, blessed and touched by God during these times. We aim to pray more for those in need as a church gathered, both on Sundays and in regular prayer gatherings. In our worship, we will welcome all who come. We will welcome all who come. The baby, the toddler, the child, the teenager, the student, the newlywed and the divorced, the professional and the unemployed, the single parent and the family, the straight and the gay, the weary and those who are soaring on eagle's wings, the grandparents and the solitary retired, those struggling and those enjoying success. None are better, none are worse. All are welcome, all are human. We pray all will find God's life-changing love here. Well, our midweek programmes are constant expressions of the love of God in action, and they're central to our compassion programmes. We aim to begin care at home, to visit the elderly, the housebound, the sick of the church with regularity. We aim to prioritise the work of the parish visitor in heading up this ministry, and to encourage the training of authorised lay visitors, as well as every church member joining in such caring. We aim to prioritise the role of the St Cat's Plus and the St Cat's Kids workers in our caring programmes. And we aim to provide a haven for the elderly in our community and to create a place of refreshment and encouragement for older people. We aim for our work amongst children to serve the needs both of the children and also their families as we reach out to them through our midweek groups. And we aim to improve our whole facilities to aid this work. Finally, in this section, we're always open to new ways of caring and keep our eyes open to the wider world. We seek ways for involvement with caring services in the parish to be constantly developed. We seek ways to develop mission partnership programmes with like-minded churches and organisations. Occasional offerings will be made for local and international charities and mission programmes. And such giving should be thought through and prayed over, and eventually may be assigned a fixed percentage of our church budget. You see, in all of this, our desire is to see God's kingdom grow in Pontypridd through the life and service of all members of St Catherine's. This mission action plan should regularly be reviewed to ensure it helps this programme in line with our parish mission statement, because we desire to be a family, a home, a haven, a place of Christian encouragement and constant education. I'm going to say that the other way around, actually. A place of Christian education and constant encouragement. Somewhere that cherishes the Bible and seeks humbly, as we are renewed day by the power of God's Spirit, to learn from those who know God better than we do. We desire to find a place to meet with God, and having met with Him, to share what we've found. In all we do, think and say, we are guided by this simple statement of our mission as a church in this place. We at St Catherine's are called to love God and